So my dad always used to tell me that proper planning prevents piss poor performance. Now this rings true in the construction industry, maybe over any other industry, because you need to schedule a lot of things in not a lot of time. If you don't want your project continuing over the course of the next 4, 5, or 6 months, blowing up your budget, and also just making everybody generally unhappy, you need to schedule these things, and the schedule needs to be tight, and it needs to overlap a little bit. So to do that, a common practice in the construction industry is to create a P6 schedule. I think P6 is the software. It's actually more of a Gantt chart. You could do this in Google Sheets. I believe there's a Microsoft product that you could do this in as well. The product that I'm going to be showing you guys today is Smart Sheets. I get this product through work, and I like it. It's pretty much like Excel based, but it also is able to throw out dates and then give a Gantt chart. But too much talking, let's get into it. So a little bit about Gantt charts. We have the description over here on the left side that I've highlighted right here. This is just a note that you leave to yourself about what it could be, and then, or what you're going to be doing, what you're scheduling. We have a start date over here, and we have an end date. I get these dates from some of them experience, some of them just guessing. I always provide a little bit of buffer for myself. I know how long it will take me to design this house. I get quotes and estimates and ask my contractors how long they think that it's going to take them. And then when I get their quotes, so say they say it's going to take me 5 days, I'll actually give them 9 days, maybe 8 days, depending on what the trade is doing, or how many people that they have, or how confident they are in the job. I always like building in a little bit of a buffer space, so that way I'm not going to be overlapping. If a schedule runs long by a day, because unexpecteds always pop up, I don't want to have that framer get pushed back a day or two, because that could mess his schedule up. Especially if he's stacking jobs. So let's say he has my job in these 4 days, and then I push it back, and then he has a job that overlaps. Now he's pushing his job back. That leads to a pissed off person. I wouldn't want anybody doing that to me, because I am strictly schedule based. I know a lot of these contractors are, because time is money. So on the right here is what we call a Gantt chart. This is a Gantt view. Gantt is, I don't actually know the science behind it, but or the history behind it, I should say. The science behind it is that you see these items and how they relate to each other. So you could start seeing a task in time-based form, and then you could see what tasks overlap that. So when I have this designer, or actually I'll get better over here. So we have pack things into storage is completely overlapped with get quotes. So I'm doing those things at the same exact time. It'll make more sense whenever we get into the other parts of it. All right, so when I started off, I put the house under contract this week. This was April 18th. As soon as I put the house under contract, I got cracking on design. So I got into my software, drew out the floor plan. That's actually right here. Drew out the floor plan, took a bunch of measurements, and then started going to town on what I wanted to design. Not only did I do that, I had to go and pick out all of my materials. So let me show you what my material list looks like. Give me 1 second. Okay, you want to see an overwhelming spreadsheet? Here it goes. This spreadsheet has literally every single piece that I am going to be buying inside of here. It is an extensive, probably a little bit more than what most people would do, but I like being very thorough with it. This is where I keep my links. So if I want to click on this link right here, it'll actually bring me to my item that I'm going to be buying. So this is my floating vanity that I'm going to have, which I'm very excited for. As you can tell, I think it's beautiful. From there, I can put my material in. I could say what bedroom or what room it's going to be in, labor price if there is any, and then carpenter or what trade it's going to be under, and then whether or not I bought it or not. And then from here I can actually just run reports and see my project at a glance. I also throw in phases too, somebody buying this project out in phases. Because I'm buying and selling a house right now, money is like fluid. I am just spending money like you wouldn't believe, and also like getting money like you wouldn't believe. Like transactions are crazy right now. Anyways, back to Smart Sheets, the Gantt chart here. So I was just talking about what I was doing there. I'll take you step by step through all of this. This video is going to be a little bit long, but it's very informative. If anybody taught me this in the get-go, man, the time it would have saved me is insane. So while I was doing the design and finished the design up, we were packing things into storage from our current house, and we were getting my current house all touched up, make sure that there's a good coat of paint on, covering any stains, getting everything like super cleaned. My wife was a trooper in this sense, but it all paid off because we had the open house, got listing photos, we listed the house. We had the open house, that was last weekend. I listed the house on Thursday, so I followed this actually to a T. And then had the open house on Saturday. Saturday we had like 40 people come in, and I got like 5 offers. It was fantastic. So I was actually able to work that out to close on the day that I wanted to, because I had so many offers. The buyer was a little bit more flexible on what day they wanted to close. So I put this week closing out till June 30th, so I can actually have a place to live and not be homeless for the time that I'm in the renovation. So you'll notice that the renovation goes on all the way here, and then selling the house comes all the way at the end of June, when the project should be done. During all of that time, like I said, I was getting quotes. So that is this section right here. So got all those quotes. After I got all the quotes, I didn't have to make my decision right away about who I was going to use, because I was gathering probably 5 quotes per job. So that's like 5 quotes for epoxy, 5 quotes for plumbing, electrical, framing, and tile. Yeah, so 5 quotes for each one of those. So that's like, I think that was 5, so that's 25 different quotes. And then from there I could see, kind of grade them on a scale like what's their price look like, because it's not always price is the cheapest what wins. I care about quality of work. I care about how passionate the person is. I care about their timeline. If all those things kind of work out and I feel confident in their work, then I can move on to the next step, which is finalize quotes and side contracts. This is where I make any last minute changes, and I prepare my contracts, which I just did today, and I got my plumber signed out today, and I should get my electrician signed out today as well. My contracts are very long, and I can go through them ad nauseum. So this is my independent contractor agreement. I got this off the internet, and then modified it from mine. A lot of people recommend an attorney. Really, this contract is just here to cover your ass in case anything goes bad. And then it also details out a scope of work. And this scope of work right here, here's my work items that I've listed out. It's just a simple word list. And then compensation, and then what the deadline is, change order. There's a whole bunch of stuff, and I'll probably create another video talking about contracts in the future. All right, so now that's this week. I'm going to be finalizing those quotes and signing contracts for all those major trades. Last thing I think I have to do is my framer and drywaller and my tile guy. Those are the last 2 contracts I think I have to finalize. Then we got demolitions. I'm going to scoot this over a little bit. We're into construction at this phase. We're closing on the house this date. Demolitions right here. Let me scroll up. All right, so demolitions right here. We're doing that this Friday. I'm going to be jumping in there this Friday. And then Saturday we got me and 3 of my friends. We're getting in there and we're demoing the whole thing out. Pulling out some favors. Thank you guys for doing that if you're watching. They get beer, they get lunch bought for them, so I'm going to be treating them right. And then I'll be finishing up Sunday and then prepping the garage and all that kind of stuff. We got epoxy coming in there Saturday as well, so Saturday will be a busy day for the house. I'm getting in there and really making sure that it's prepped for everyone. We got materials being delivered, so I'm actually going to add a line item right here because I got that scheduled. And then I can also add another one up here for material purchasing. So I'm just adding in some quick ones right here. This one will be the same dates, so I'm just going to copy these down. Materials delivered will be the 22nd. And I think they're getting delivered to the 24th. All right, so I purchased the materials on this day too. That was from that material list. I go into Home Depot, all my SKUs, and give it to the lovely cashier there, and she'll help me out. The Home Depot by me is actually incredible. I know it's not the case for everywhere, but the one that I live next to is actually like top notch, which is always nice to have. So I have materials getting dropped off the 22nd. My contractors will be there to help me move it in, which will be awesome. I don't have to do any of that myself. Painting the walls, so I'm going to be in there after work and I'll be painting walls. It's probably a little early to be painting, but I think that if you get in there soon, most of the walls aren't going to be touched. I could probably paint through it and then have to go back and touch up paint later on in the project, which I'm fine with. Painting's going to be done by me and one of my friends. Plumbing rough in, so I got the plumber coming in Monday. I got the electrician coming in Monday as well. These two guys, they won't work in the same room at the same time. Both of them are going to be working. I mean, we'll have guys in the bathroom, we'll have guys in the kitchen, and we'll have guys in the master bathroom. But their work shouldn't overlap too much. The electrical guy's got quite a bit of work to do, and it's only him and another guy, which I'm fine with. I don't need electrical I need it to be done at a decent time, but I don't need it to be done like right away. He's going to be running some new wires and stuff like that. There's like no lights in the house, so that's going to be a big scope of work for him. I'm going to have to keep on checking in on him to make sure that he has exactly what he needs and that he is clear on the plan. There's also a language barrier there, so we'll work on that. But he's a great guy, from what I can tell. All right, framer and drywall comes in on Wednesday. So after plumbing is mostly done with their work and they're not... they told me 3 days, actually. Plumbing guy told me 3 days. I don't really believe it. And then framer told me like 2 days if he can get the house by himself. We'll see how that goes. But he definitely needs to be done by Monday. So this is when kitchen cabinets guys come in. My framer is basically going to come in and frame out what's needed, and then my kitchen cabinet guy has to come in and actually take final measurements. That way he can get these cabinets ordered and installed within these 2 weeks. I hope that works out. We'll see how long it takes him to get the cabinets. I think this might be pushed out a little further, and I hope that's not the case. After that, this is an optional item. I don't really know if I'm going to be doing the electrical box install, but once he gets all of that stuff wired in, he'll be able to just switch over an electrical box, and I think that's going to be a separate contract that we'll work out if I do it at all. I'm running out of money quickly on this project, so a little bit over budget, but I think I do need to upgrade the electrical box. Like I said, we'll see how that goes. All right, so we have a couple last things. We got tile. Tile guy's got a big job. He told me 5 days. I'm actually going to bump this up to like there. I think that'll be fine. And then plumbing install, I'll move that to the end of that week. It's nice that when the schedule flexes, I can actually just adjust these and then change the plan up. After the framer's done with framing and drywalling, he's going to move right on to doors and trim. He'll be trimming out all of my baseboards, and he'll be doing all of my... Oh, I just thought of something. So like I said, this is going to have to change again. I won't have flooring installed yet. So since flooring is not going to be installed, see, this is something I got to work out. This is a perfect example of why you create these schedules and keep going back and checking on them. I won't have floors installed, so we won't be able to do trim yet. He will be able to replace the doors though. So we'll do pool resurfacing and tile, and then we'll do the electric vinyl plank install. And then at the end of the project, whenever I get my money from my house, I'll be able to do windows. And then there's going to be a bunch of handyman miscellaneous stuff that will be going on throughout the project. All right, that was long-winded. That is the project schedule though. This is going to be changing, but this is kind of how I'm guiding my decisions about how I'm doing this project. There's a lot flying around at this time of the project because I'm right in the beginning. I'm getting ramped up to make sure all of his work gets done and done on time. It'll have to change probably week by week, maybe even day by day. But that's the nice part about this schedule, is that I can actually come in here, visualize what I'm looking at, know how long that people are going to be doing stuff, and then move stuff around as needed. So, lengthy explanation about how my schedule works for this house, but that's how I'm planning it out. I hope it was informative to you, and hope that it helps you understand my thought processes and how I'm working through and walking through this project. Uh, Next video you probably see is going to be demolition, so let's get this party started. If you found this video helpful, I mean, please do me a huge favor and subscribe. I know I ask a lot, but please subscribe. It helps me monetize this channel, and it also helps me reach a larger audience. That way I can help people who want to start flipping houses. Hope this helps. Thanks for watching if you stuck around, and I'll catch you on the next one.